Hi guys, welcome to TP Coder channel. For this video, we're gonna start to run the model training for the each gender datasets. Let's get started. Alright guys, welcome back to my videos. So as for the last video, we already created the train and test functions for our each gender and ethnicity classification task. Right, so for this video, I'll be focusing on creating the argument parser, and also we will be instant our train functions and also our test function in order to start our model trainings. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the first things, we're gonna be import the argument parser. So we're gonna use this later on, and then from our each custom dataset, we're gonna import our get data loader, right? So as we already created functions that we're gonna instance our custom each dataset, and then we will be creating our data loader, and then we will just return our data loader. Hence, at this particular Python script, we just need to get import the get data loader functions instead. Alright, so at here, under the end of our Python script, I'm just gonna say if name equal to mean, right? Then I'm gonna say parser equal to argument parser dot argument parser. And then I'm gonna say parser dot add argument, alright, model directory or our save directory. And then this is a required parameter, so I'm just gonna put a help here, right? Just for us to remember the directory to save PyTorch model. Alright, so the second one will be our dataset of, right? We also require this parameter. If not, we unable to locate our training data, right? So just gonna say help the root directory that store data. Then the next one is our epochs. Then just need to specify the type is equal to integer, and I will be just put the default value to 100. Then the help, I'm just gonna say is how many epochs for training. The next one will be parser the add argument. I will just say batch size, right? Because at the data loader functions, we need our batch size. Hence, I also will be saying that this is equal to an integer. And let's put a default value here. How about we just put it as 16 for now, and then help, right? How many sample per forward, right? So the next one, oops, will be our workers. So it's also type equal to integer that we're gonna specify for our number of workers when we are using data loaders, right? So I will be using a default value of 4. So worker value for data loader. Then the next one will be our device. The type is equal to a string, and then we just put a default equals to CUDA 0. Right, you can put as CPU if you only have CPU. If your device is something without a GPU, so you can specify a CPU here, right? So I'm just gonna say a help device ID for train. So can be CPU or CUDA. Alright, so we just gonna say is equal to parser dot parse the arguments. Yep, once we get all our argument parser from the terminal, then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some more argument here. So is the train directory os.path.join our OPT, which is our argument parcel, dataset path with a train. So our OPT dot validation path os dot path dot join our OPT dot dataset path dot validations, and then the last one will be test directory os dot path dot join our ops dot dataset path test. Alright, then let's get our data loader. I'll say a data iterator now is equal to get data loader, right? Is expecting our options, so we just pass in our argument parser option. Instance our models, right? Instance model, right, is only expecting device, so we just say device, right? Then we're gonna start to call instance our train models functions, and our train model functions will be returning the model.state. So I'm just gonna say model state dict, right? Then let's train our model, and what is the parameter that expecting will be our models. The next one will be our dataset loader, so I'm just gonna say our data iterator here, and then the last one is our options, right? Hence, once we have been trained our model successfully, let's create another test model which is expecting our custom edge model, and then is only needed to be taken our device ID. That we're gonna say more test models dot. Alright, so we should give in another name because I don't want to interrupt with our function test model dot look static, then our model static, and our test model dot eval. Alright, then we just gonna call our test model functions, right? It's expecting just the model itself, so we'll pass in our test model, that our data set iterator, so data iterator, right? So we're gonna get the data set which only tests here, so no worry, let's pass in the tree data iterator and that the criteria. We're gonna get it from our models last index, right? So if you guys remember our instant model functions, right, it will returning the model itself, the optimizer, and the last one, which is in index 3, we get our criteria as a mapping stage. And the last one is also expecting our options. All right, so we are ready for now. So let's go to our Anaconda prompt and try to run this script in under our AGE environment. See how's training going. All right, so let's open up our Anaconda prompts, and then we're gonna change the directory of our Anaconda prompt to our um, to our AGE phase directory. All right, so okay, let's activate our Conda environment. And then we're gonna start our training by calling Python train.py, and then let's pass in our argument. So the first one is our safe directory, which I'm gonna put it at the same directory here, right? It's gonna be fixed. Then the next one will be our dataset path. Is gonna be in the folders that we have been created since our first video, right? I think we will just leave everything as default because for our epochs, batch size, workers, as well device, we have a default value here. We can ignore them while we are running the trainings. All right, so let's start this training. All right, there will be a error here, right? So it's complaining touch.tensor, right? Okay, so we have a typo here. It should be a smaller letter t instead of a capital letter T, right? My mistake. Let's make these corrections and we're coming back to here. Let's run again. Okay, there will be another error. So the size of a tensor 16 must match with the size of tensor 5 at non-singleton dimension of 1. So the error happened at the phase city accuracy append. So something's happened here. Let's go back to these particular lines and see what is happening. So it's in line 71. All right, so yep, I think what we are missing out here is we're gonna say this one is we're gonna use the argument max in dimension 1. And we must be not forget to do the same for our testing function as well. Right, let's try again. All right, it seems that our model is training for now. Let's complete at least one epoch and see whether is there any other errors. All right, so our training is running now. So I think we will come back while the training is finished. All right, so I think in the next video, so I'm gonna show you guys that the model accuracy itself. I'm gonna continue with a simple scripts that how can I serve these particular models like using our fast API. Okay, so until here, thank you guys for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.